I know you're gonna dig this.
Well, for the second for one, and now they get the man trapped at third and tag him out. And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Hear me? I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, this is K Dix, your host with the most, coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Small city with a large heart. I'm on by myself tonight. So hopefully we get a lot of call-ins. Number is 512-543-4662. Call in and let's talk about it. We got a couple people online already. We got somebody from area code 571. Last four. Who's that? Who we got that? Who's that 571 number? Okay. I guess if you're gonna listen in, you might as well bring a friend. All right. We got Mo on the line. Mo, you there?
Yes, sir.
So we got Mo on the line. We got K Dix on the air. Hey, before we go on, I'm gonna give a shout out to Mr. Howard MacArthur, very close friend of my mother's, very close friend of my family. He passed away, went to his service over the weekend. It was a little tough for me because how close he was to my mom growing up his family. And just a little quick story. Me and his nephew were really good friends growing up. And then I used to go over to grandma's house and hang out and everything like that. And one day I was over there eating something and he came in the house. He said, "Who is this kid?" And Derek said, "That's my friend Kevin." He says, "No," he said, I said, "I'm Kevin." He said, "You kind of skinny, so I know you ain't related to me." I said, "No, I'm not related to you. My mom's name is Clara Spinner." He said, "Oh, I know Claire. We went to school together," or something of that nature. He said, "Oh, wow, real good friend." He said, "Oh, you can stay anytime." I said, "Okay." So I got his approval, which didn't really matter because the grandma was like, "You won't, baby." She said, "Baby, you ain't going nowhere anyway if he didn't like you being here because you family now." So that was my first experience seeing him. He was a Celtic fan. We had several conversations about the Celtics and things like that. But he was a good person, man. Good person at heart. He was a straight shooter, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He'd tell you exactly what's on his mind. So we want to give a shout out to the MacArthur family. Miss D. Miss D is a really close friend of my mother's. She was definitely there for us when my mom passed away. So we definitely had to be there for her and her time. With that being said, if there's anybody's birthday today, happy birthday to them. Dana should be coming on soon. Dad's doing well. Mo's mom's doing well. So we got some good things going on. Holidays come around, so we get an opportunity to spend some time with the family. And just enjoy the family because ain't nothing like family, man. I tell you, that's one of the things. That's one of the things I love about the holidays is the family, man. I miss the holidays as a kid growing up because my grandfather was the glue. He kept everything moving. He had kept everything moving and shaking. And wherever he was, that's where we were. So but I'm trying a little something a little different this summer, see how I can get this family back together, maybe possibly, and we'll see where it goes from there. So we got Mo on the line, and hey Mo,
Yes, sir.
I got a little something for you. You ready to hear it? Let me get it. Let me.
Not really. Yeah, because
So I don't owe you $1 no more, right? So we even, right? All right. So talk about hot news right now is the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers has been fired. And you know what happens when somebody has to fall on the sword first. You know, I said first, but Mo said that they ain't gonna fire Tomlin, and they probably won't. They'll probably ask him to move on to move up in the booth or move in the organization. Then they'll give him a job like they gave Bill Cowher. He'd be on national television. Be another coach that says never got fired. Technically never got fired, but just moved on. Mo, so give us your take on you said you don't believe that he should have been let go. And I'm kind of in agreement with you on that. And we both can talk about our opinions on that, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. And I understand. That's fine. Had major problems with sports. We haven't had that in a long time. But at the same time, he was successful with it. He was successful as a team. But we have on offense. I get why this week again. It has no offense. And
Mo, you keep going in and out. You might have to just come on back on live, and because that might be better than what you're doing right now.
it works on phone.
Huh?
I'll come back on.
Yeah, because it sounds like you're going in and out. What's up, Kev? Hope all is well. Don't know who you are. Like I said, when you guys post on Facebook, I don't see it until after the fact. And for some reason it doesn't show me who it is because I have a couple Facebook pages that have the show being aired on it. Anyways, so my opinion on this situation with the firing of okay, my situation with my man being fired, I just don't get it. I don't get it when you have an offensive coordinator and he gives the plays to the team to run the plays. He runs the play. I mean, he gets the plays out. If the players don't make the play, why is it the offensive coordinator's fault? If you throw the ball and your offensive player or your running back or your wide receiver doesn't catch the ball, you blame it on the offensive coordinator? Mo, let me ask you a question. Is Pittsburgh Steelers offense vanilla? Is it too vanilla?
Surely ain't BDSM.
Huh?
I'm guessing you can't hear me. I said it's surely not BDSM.
What's BDSM?
That's too adult for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know about that later.
Yes. The problem is Canada would not run different sets off of his say for instance 12 personnel. One tight end, two wide receivers. He would never run like when he ran the running back behind the line. He would always throw to the running back instead of setting it up to actually throw downfield. He never ran different plays off of different sets.
Okay, so are you saying Canada didn't do this, or the quarterback didn't do this?
I will say Canada is the one that was calling the plays. Kenny was the one that wasn't making the plays.
Okay.
But when the first look is to the running back, that's what Kenny's always going to do.
So his check down is his. So if do you think his check down is his first pass to throw?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was the quick route, the same thing that we did with Ben. Then we get mad, and in the fourth quarter, he would call his own plays. Because people don't remember that Canada was actually offensive coordinator in Ben's last 2 years.
Okay, and I know there was some issues with him and Ben as well. Because the reason why I'm asking is because I think that, like if you're watching the game yesterday, I mean on Sunday, with DTR, Cleveland played not to lose the game with him. He got that one interception, right? And they said, okay, now this is how we're going to do everything. We're going to be really vanilla about all of this because we have a good defense that we feel like we can stop them from getting points. Okay. And your one running back broke that one on the sidelines and went straight down and scored. That was a hell of a play. And then it kind of got it was kind of yucky from that point on. You had a third string quarterback, but then on the side of the Browns, there was a lot of drop passes by Njoku. I mean, a lot of drop passes by him. I didn't understand what was going on with him, but I'm gonna say this: in the last drive of the game, he opened. Steve Stefanski opened the playbook up for the young man to throw the ball down the field. So it's not like he can't throw the ball down the field, but he opened the playbook up to do that. Now, the last series with Pittsburgh, they kind of did the same thing, but the balls wasn't going where it needed to go. And the thing about it is, they say you put the ball in the hand of the best player, your best offensive player. You make sure he gets that ball so he can make plays, which is your wide receiver, Pickett. And it just wasn't happening. But again, how confident are you in Pickett as the quarterback going into the future? Because he's not he doesn't have no inklings of being Dan Marino, the second coming of Dan Marino at all. And I know that's why y'all drafted him, because I didn't want that mistake to happen again. But how do you feel about him?
The kid is clutch in the fourth quarter. I thoroughly expected him to actually lead us to win this. But the problem was he was throwing to Deontay Johnson quick on two routes. The first route, it hit him in the hand. He wasn't looking for the ball. The second one was a deep route that he actually threw that Deontay stopped running. And the third one, it was too high for Deontay. So the third pass is not on Deontay. But 2 of the 3 were on Deontay. None of those went to Pickens.
Okay, so all right, so I had a question to ask you that just slipped my mind. Who was it? Oh, I know what it was. So do you give credit? Do you give credit to the Browns defense that
No,
he didn't
because
come
y'all
through
didn't
in the
stop us
fourth
running
quarter?
the ball.
Because y'all didn't stop us running the ball.
We stopped running the ball.
So
We stopped running the ball.
and that was my whole thing is you why they stopped running the ball, because when they running the ball with what's his name, the number 30.
Wow, Jalen Rowan.
Wow, Jalen Rowan.
Yeah, look, we couldn't stop him for nothing. He had happy feet all the way down the field. He was getting where he was going to, and I didn't understand that see, and that's sometimes, man, that makes me think that football is set up for certain teams to win, because why would you go away from something that you're doing well and then you don't go back to it? That bothers me, really. That really bothers me a lot when I see stuff like that. And that's why I don't really celebrate victories unless it's a Super Bowl like that. You know, even though it's Pittsburgh, and like I ain't get on you a lot, but I got on my one friend a lot. I had to get on him because he always talking trash about them Pittsburgh Steelers. So I had to say something to him. See, I hate y'all, but I respect y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. But again, I don't think that getting rid of him was the answer to the problem, because now, and I'm gonna say this now because you guys are still in the hunt to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got a different offensive coordinator calling different plays. So I don't know if that benefits y'all or not, because now film will be different because he's gonna do different things. You know, so it kind of gives you the next defense. They don't even know what to prepare for. You know, they gotta prepare for a different offensive coordinator. And so, but the thing about it is, Kenny Pickett, to me, I don't trust him. I really don't trust him. And I don't know if he's a future. I don't know if he's a quarterback for the future for Pittsburgh. I think he's a fill-in for right now. I think there's somebody else coming along. I don't know if it's going to be in the draft or whatever, but I don't think he's a quarterback for that team, because you got two wide receivers, you got good running backs. The defense played well yesterday with both your defensive tackles, defensive linebackers out. So it was a defensive game, in my opinion. I don't think that was to me. It wasn't enough to fire him right now. If they was going to fire him, I think they should have fired him prior to now. You know, because I don't think this game justified him being fired right now. Even though everybody was calling for his head, again, he calls the plays, right? And Pickett knows where the ball's supposed to go. But if he checks down all the time, that's not the offensive coordinator's fault. That's the quarterback's fault. The quarterback has to the quarterback has to be the one to say, you know what, I'm going on the field on this one, or I'm gonna throw the ball to somebody else. He got four wide receivers and a guy coming up, three wide receivers, a tight end, and you got a guy coming out of the backfield. If the ball keeps going to the guy in the backfield, then I'm saying to myself, what is going on here? Because this ain't making no sense. Like DTR was throwing to the guys in the backfield, and they was getting hammered. You know what I'm saying? And then our last series, they got the ball. He threw the ball down the field, which kind of shocked me, because I felt like Cleveland was like, you know what, we're going to go for a tie here because we don't want to turn the ball over. But when they got down the field and they was throwing the ball down the field, I was like, oh, so this kid can really play. You know, and he did say that you're going to see a different type of player than the one you saw in Baltimore, because now he had a whole week of practice, where in Baltimore he had one day to get ready, and you can see that he wasn't ready for that. Going forward, I mean, the Browns picked up Flacco. To me, that says something about PJ Walker. And I don't understand. I still don't know what happened with PJ Walker, that he didn't get an opportunity to play, or he's going to be the backup and Flacco's going to be the third backup. I'm confused on that right there, because my brother told me that PJ Walker did something and the players were like totally against what he did. And I don't know if against Seattle, I don't know if he checked out of play. He threw the ball, hit the guy in the helmet. They catch it, they go and kick the field where they win the game, because we had that game sealed up. And that's why we lost that game right there. So I don't know if that's the reason why. I don't know if that's the cause why. But it was just one of those things that happened. And now, you know, he's behind the line. I mean, he's on the sidelines watching somebody else get their play in. And I'm going to say this. If DTR can get them in the playoffs, and if they win one game, I think Deshaun Watson might be in trouble. I think there are going to be some problems. It's going to be a thing where you have to fight for your job because and I get all of that. I get that point. I get that part of it. But if Deshaun comes back and he still has a problem throwing the football, which even in the game against Baltimore, I said to my brother, I said, yo, he keeps throwing the ball down to the ground. Like something's wrong with him. My brother was like, yeah, I kept noticing that. So then my brother called me that morning and said, yo, he out for the rest of the season. He got a broken collarbone or broken bone in his collarbone or something like that. And I'm like, wow. I said, they never knew that? I mean, how could you throw? I mean, if you watch the game, you can see that everything he threw was down. Everything he threw down the field was nowhere close to being a catchable ball sometimes. You know, so there was some issues there for him as far as him throwing the ball down the field. But again, if he takes him to the playoffs, man, I mean, you gotta sit down and think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get rid of him because you got rid of Josh Dobbs, and he out there doing things for every team but the Cleveland Browns. If he'd have still been the Browns, we probably would have had maybe 2 losses at maybe 1 loss. Go ahead.
How many games did Josh Dobbs win for Arizona?
I think 2, 3, 2, 3. What's the wait a minute. Let's see.
1.
What's their standing?
1.
He was 1-6.
He was 1-6.
Yeah, but he was exciting 1-6. He got there. Well, check this out though. So what's the difference between Arizona and Minnesota? What's the difference?
Minnesota has a better team.
Okay, so you said Minnesota's a better team. Is it defensively? They're a better team? Because the one game he lost, they were up by a whole bunch of points.
They have better players.
It wasn't his fault they lost the game. They lost in Minnesota. Who's in Minnesota? Or whoever they played, Giants. And Giants came back and won the game 32-28, something like that. That wasn't his fault. But that just goes to show you, I think we got Dana on the line. That just goes to show you how smart this kid really is. So he's going to be a high commodity come the end of the season because if he can catch on in the playbook that quick for 2 different teams, that says a lot for him as a player. Dana, what's going on?
Well, for NASA.
Huh?
He will be playing for NASA.
He is really educated. I don't know what.
He's a rocket scientist. He's drafted by the Steelers, man.
He's drafted by the Steelers, man.
There you go. And y'all let him go. Why? Why did y'all do that? For Red-Nosed?
Yeah, Steelers drafted him.
For Red-Nosed Reindeer?
We traded him.
And Trubisky? Y'all didn't see this?
We traded him.
We traded him.
We traded him for a 5th-round pick in Jacksonville.
We
cut him. Then went to Cleveland. Who traded him to Arizona? Who traded him to Minnesota? So don't be talking about us. Y'all did the same thing.
But we traded him because we knew that they had DTR back there. That was the whole purpose of that. I'm be honest with you, that was the whole purpose of that right there. That's why they traded him. It's not that he couldn't get the job done. It's just that he proved that he could be a quality quarterback in the NFL. And you go in the Browns with the money they got coming to them next year, salary cap wise, the draft picks they got coming to them next year, it's gonna be some moves being made. And I ain't just talking about some furniture. So we got Dane on the line. Real quick, before we move on, because I wanted to talk. We talked about what's the name? Real quick before we go to college football. Washington Redskins, who's gonna be their coach next year? Anybody got a guess? Other than you think it's gonna be Eric? Time to write some notes.
Man, Johnson can't handle that losing. They just don't do no losing, man.
Okay, Dana saying Eric for Washington.
Eric Bieniemy.
Mo, who you got?
I don't know his name. Offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans.
I'll look it up.
OC Titans. OC Titans.
Tim Kelly.
Eric when the players like him.
Redskins.
They're gonna give him at least 3 years.
I have no clue who's gonna be their coach. Somebody said John Harbaugh. I don't think he's leaving now. He served a little suspension. They ain't gonna let him go nowhere. If I had to guess, I would say it would probably be somebody off of San Francisco's 49ers organization. Somebody assistant OC or assistant DC, somebody from San Francisco because they're playing really good. So they're gonna try to follow. Okay, so I don't know. I have no idea.
I was wrong.
I meant to say the offensive coordinator for the Texans, Bobby Slowick.
Bobby Slowick. Redskin. What the hell are they? Commodores. Commanders. Damn it. No. I have no clue. Okay. What's up? One Mo said OC for Titans. Okay. All right. Giants. Does he stay or go? The coach.
He stays.
Okay.
Double stays.
Chicago. Stays or go?
They still got a head coach after losing that game on Sunday? You don't lose a game with 4 minutes left.
With 4 minutes left.
Okay.
Two touchdowns. They getting rid of Fields.
Mo, what you saying for Chicago?
I'm saying he should have been fired on Sunday. He shouldn't have been allowed back on the bus.
So who's gonna be his replacement?
He's gonna be fired on Sunday.
Ditka.
Where you gonna come from the grave?
His son. Anybody better than him.
I'm gonna put us both on this one. I'm gonna say this though. If they gonna offer the most money, I think Jim Harbaugh would go there because they already love him in Michigan.
I think he wants to be. They're gonna have 2 good draft picks.
The Saints.
Jim Harbaugh.
The Saints. You think he's gonna stay or go?
Who, Dennis?
Yes.
He's gonna stay. They're gonna fire the quarterback.
Okay. Did I do every? No, I didn't do everybody. I'm missing the whole AFC.
You ain't talked about New England.
No, I agree. Well, we already talked about New England last week. We already talked about them. Where Belichick going? Tennessee Titans. He still goes.
Go.
Gabriel stays.
Who's that? Who's the coach again?
Unless he goes to New England.
Mike
Vrabel.
Oh, Josh McDaniels going to New England.
That's who I'm picking to go to New England. That's who I'm picking. Mike Vrabel.
Oh, Josh McDaniels.
No, Mike Vrabel. He's going to the Pats. Nobody else seems to be on the hot seat. Oh, the biggest one of them all. The Los Angeles Chargers. He has sealed his fate.
Jim Harbaugh. He's gone, Jim Harbaugh.
Who you got, Mo?
Yep. I got a surprise. I got them trading for Bill Belichick.
Okay, and that's why I kept saying that's why I think he's going to go. I kept saying that's where I think he's going to go.
Yep.
Okay. So C.J. Stroud, every time I pick somebody that I think is the head front runner of the MVP race, they come out have a poop game. But C.J. Stroud, even though he threw 3 interceptions, he came out with a win yesterday. On Sunday. Do you think this guy could be who's the last person to win the Heisman? Last person to win Rookie of the Year MVP was Cam Newton. Am I not correct, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
So
I thought I heard Cam talking about that in the first, man.
So what do y'all guys think about him maybe getting that? Now the thing about it is they gotta win the division in order for him to get it. And once they win the division, I think then that's a still fate for him. But I don't know. Do you think they're good enough to beat Jacksonville Jaguars a second time?
Yeah. When you win division opponents, you know certain tendencies. So DeMarco, I think he'll come up with something to Doug Peterson.
Okay. Mo, comment?
On defense.
It's hard to beat a team twice in a year, as we just showed last week. Even when you're the better team.
Score don't say that.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to beat them twice.
Hey, Dana, don't fall.
In the last game they played,
Dana, don't fall in that trap.
They hit dirty hits on the running back.
Hey, Dana, don't fall into that trap.
Minka fit dirty. Mama's boy.
You just mad because you look better as a Steeler than as a Dolphin.
I remember when he was in Miami, all we heard was his mama crying about it. Now he's fed up and now he's a dirty player.
Now he's the best safety in the league.
All right, guys. So real quick, schedule for next week. What game are we looking to? What game we think gonna be hot and heavy? We in week this week 12 coming up.
11, 12. I'm going to start Friday. The Jets and the Dolphins. Now they have a new quarterback. Let's see if this quarterback keep them competitive.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think any 3 of the games they're gonna have on Thanksgiving Day is gonna be good? Green Bay at Detroit.
Yeah.
Washington at Dallas. San Francisco at Seattle.
I think Washington beats Dallas.
Ooh. Mo?
They have problems with mobile quarterback.
Mo? Mo? I think Mo's frozen. If you on mute, Mo.
Oh, my bad. I was saying Seattle versus San Francisco.
Okay.
That should be a good game.
That should be a good game. I can't say that. Never mind.
Okay.
That's that from the record. Because Cleveland making me look bad. I thought Mike Tomlin was going to speak his spirit.
So the game's on Sunday, November 26th. New Orleans at Atlanta. Okay. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. That's a big game for both teams. Carolina at Tennessee.
Pittsburgh.
Tampa at Cincinnati. New England at New York. Jacksonville at Houston. That's good. That's a game, must-watch game. Cleveland at Denver. They picking Denver to win that game. Rams at Arizona. Cincinnati play Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh goes to Cincinnati.
Oh gosh.
Kansas City.
With the backup?
Kansas City plays Vegas, Buffalo, and Philly. That's gonna be a good game, I think. We're gonna see how good Buffalo really is. Baltimore at the Chargers. Wow, I'm gonna say this: if he loses, if that game against the Chargers, if the Chargers lose that game, okay, that game's close. If that game's not close, he's done. He's gonna go in the lock. He's gonna go to the locker room. He's gonna try to go in his office. They're gonna change the lock. He's gonna well, I can't get my office. Yeah, because we need your keys. Give me your keys, because I'm telling you right now, it's a done deal. And then we got Chicago at Minnesota. The whole world get a chance to see Josh Dobbs play a meaningful football game for Minnesota. So there's some Pittsburgh and Cincinnati is a meaningful game, definitely a meaningful game. Jacksonville, Houston is a meaningful game. Buffalo and Philly is a meaningful game. So right now, if the playoffs were to start, if the playoffs started right now, playoffs will start right now. Baltimore's in, Kansas City's in, Jacksonville's in, Miami's in, Browns are in, Houston's in, and Pittsburgh's in. So only one's not in is the Cincinnati Bengals. I told y'all at the beginning of the season that that whole division can get in. Houston, it says win tiebreakers over Pittsburgh based on head-to-head percentage, because 7 teams gets in right because Baltimore will get the bye. Let me ask you guys how important the Kansas City losing last night, did that open up the door for for Baltimore, Jacksonville, or even the Browns to be more motivated to want to win games? They figured they like, well,
that opened up for all those.
Yeah.
That opened up all the teams that facing this.
Now the only problem.
And the most dangerous team.
Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead.
Is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And you know what the sad part about it is Kansas City got a cakewalk from this point on. So let me tell you what their schedule look like. I think they play one team above 500. Okay, they got the Raiders. They got the Packers. They play Buffalo. The Patriots, the Raiders, the Bengals, and the Chargers. So see, it's inevitable for them to win to get the best. They're gonna have number one seed again because of the strength of the schedule they have. Raiders are playing for my man Pierce, right?
Antonio Pierce.
Yep. And they gave it a good try against Miami yesterday, but it just didn't go through. Packers is playing for whatever. Buffalo, that's a meaningful game. The Patriots probably threw it in. The Raiders, they got to play the Raiders again. So the one at home, they got to play the Raiders at home. So that's going to be a more difficult game to win than it is the one on the road. To win at home. And then you got Cincinnati at home, and they got the Chargers on the road. So they kind of got the easiest road to get to that number one seed in a sense. And so that's why maybe the game last night really didn't mean that much to them. And if you look at everybody else, they're scratching their heads like, wow, what I got going on. So real quick, let's look at Baltimore's schedule. Okay, Baltimore at the Chargers. They got the Rams. That should be a win. They both should be a win. At Jacksonville, that could be a loss. At the 49ers, that could be a loss. Then you got Miami. That schedule's tough, man. That's tough. 1, 2. Ooh. 1, 2. Everything else is up in the air for Baltimore. Let's say Baltimore wins one more. Let's say Baltimore wins two more games. That gives them 10 wins, right? Jacksonville Jaguars is up in the air. At the 49ers, the Dolphins, and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got that. Pittsburgh is the last game for them. So, man, wow. That's probably got to be the toughest schedule right there. I'm going to look at the Browns real quick, see what they got left over.
Look at Buffalo's schedule.
But you said Buffalo?
Yeah, that's Murderer's Row.
I still say Pittsburgh sneak in the playoffs.
It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be really hard. Okay, so they got Buffalo, got the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and they come to Miami at the end of the game. So let's just say how many wins they got? They got 6, right? 7. They're 7 and what's their record? 7. They're 6-5. Eagles 6-6. Chiefs 6-7. Cowboys 6-8. Patriots 7-8. The Dolphins 7-9 or 7-10. Yo, that could man, that's murder. That's murder right there. That's murder. We're gonna see how good they are. We know they don't have a running game, so Josh Allen gonna have to step up and prove to everybody that he is the guy that they want him to be.
Oh, you talking about Buffalo?
Buffalo, yeah. So let's look at Miami's schedule real quick because they're 7-3 as well. So Miami has it ain't that well. So you got the Jets and the Commanders.
Dallas, that's it.
That's 9-3. They should win both those games. Titans, that's 10-3. You play the Jets again, that's 11-3. You got the Cowboys that could go either way. Okay. You got Baltimore.
13-4.
You got Baltimore that could go either way, and you got Buffalo at home. So you could truly win that division with 5 losses, maybe 6 at the most. 6 at the most, maybe.
Don't count Buffalo out though.
I think 10-7.
10-7. Okay. 10-7.
Because Buffalo ain't gonna win but 2 more games.
Yeah, Buffalo in trouble. They are in trouble. Let's pull up the Browns. Yo, trust me, they beat up on the Jets, right? And now everybody think that he's back. He's
Buffalo
not back.
plays at Philly. Buffalo plays at Philly, then at Kansas City for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be in trouble. So the Browns got.
They play Kansas City too.
Yeah, they play Buffalo. Buffalo plays Philadelphia. They're in Kansas City. So the Rams have. The Browns have at the Broncos, at the Rams. That's 2 possible wins. Jacksonville Jaguars could be up. They could beat the Bears. The Texans that could be up in the air. They got the Jets that should be in there. The Bengals they should beat. So they're 7-3 right now, right? So let's go 7, 8-3, 9-3, 9-4, 10-4, 10-5, 11-5, 12-5. Wow. Possibly. So that could win the division. I mean, they could win it. They could win the division with that right there. Who else we want to look at?
What about Detroit? Well, you already did Detroit.
But overall, Kansas City probably has the easiest. Let's look at Houston, Texas. Kansas City has overall the easiest schedule going forward. The Texans are 6-4. They got Jacksonville Jaguars. They beat them the first time. Let's say they don't beat them this time. They're 6-5. They got Denver. They should be 7-5. At the Jets, that's 7. That's 6-7 and 5. Wait a minute. 6 and 5. What are they? 6-4. So 6-5, 7-5, 8-5, 9-5, 9-5, 10-5. 11-5, 11-6. They could end up being 11-6 for real. Yo, these last couple of weeks gonna be tough for them, man. It's gonna be tough for the AFC. The NFC is kind of set. The AFC is really open. Even though Kansas City probably will get that bye, and they need to get that bye because I don't think that team's good enough to go on the road and win. They're offensively they're struggling. They don't have a run game right now. And they got some young wide receivers. And this is what I don't understand is why they didn't go out and draft. Why they didn't go out and trade for somebody? I'm just trying to figure that part out of it, because did they think they was that good that they didn't need nobody? Because you see where Philadelphia did what they did and how them guys turned it up, and they made big plays the other night against Kansas City. They made big plays. So I don't understand why Kansas City has not tried to go get them another wide receiver. They losing Tyreek Hill over money didn't make any sense. It really didn't make any sense for them. Because I guarantee you, if he throws that ball to Tyreek Hill last night, he catches that. He catches that ball. You know? So they paying for it right now. They're definitely paying for it. All right. Dana, you got Black History? All right, Mo, you have one?
I had it, but it's on my iPad.
Good then.
Go ahead. He said he don't have it with him. So I'm gonna go ahead and do mine first, and then Mo, you can do yours next. Because I finally found something.
I gotta get better with
All right. Can you hear me?
William.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I had one.
William Willie the Pro Thrower. Guy's last name was the Thrower. 1930 to 2002. That guy lived a long time. What's that? That's what two. That's
1930 to 2000.
70? Is that 70 years? 1930 to 2002. 8? No, that's what? 8?
Yeah, that's 70.
80?
70.
82?
Yeah,
82. Yeah, he lived
72.
72? Yeah, 72. William Willie the Pro Thrower was the first African American to play as a quarterback in the National Football League, NFL. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I'm saying. NFL, not pro football. There's a difference. There's a total difference. You had the AFL, you had the NFL, you had something else you had back in the day. So we're talking about the NFL. Okay, Thor was born March 22nd, 1930 in New Kingston, Pennsylvania. Man, we always raising the roof in Pennsylvania, baby. Although his stats as a college and high school football player are good, his pro stats are decent. His greater achievement was in breaking the racial color barrier of what was then a predominantly white sport. Thrower first started playing competitive football during his high school and became an All-American. The achievement brought some interest from major colleges and universities. Duffy Daugherty, who was assistant coach at Michigan State University, recruited Thrower since the number of players from his high school team attended Michigan State. Thrower chose the institution for both academics and athletic reasons. Although he was only 5'11" tall, he could throw the ball as far as and accurately as anyone then playing in college. Thrower was not the first African American to play the position of quarterback at a Big Ten conference school, but he was the first in the post World War II era time. Who's that? Playing time, however, was sacrificed and scattered. However, he was sacrificed and scattered since he competed against two other All-American quarterbacks in Michigan State, Al Dowry and Tom Yickett. As a backup quarterback, Thor helped lead the 1952 MSU Spartans to an undefeated 9-0 season and national title. During that season, he completed 29 passes out of 43 attempts, stacking up 40 yards and scoring 5 touchdowns. Although Thor was not drafted in 1953, he was offered a 1-year contract with the Chicago, Illinois Bears to play as quarterback. He accepted and broke a major racial barrier in the National Football League when on October 18th, 1953, he was called in the substitute quarterback in a game against the San Francisco, California 49ers. With the game, With that game, he became the first African-American quarterback to play in the NFL. The Bears won the game 35-28 and threw for 27 yards. Willie Thor played only one game in 1953 and was cut by the Bears at the end of the year. Nonetheless, his achievement stood. It would be another 15 years before African-American quarterback Marlon Briscoe, who played for the Denver Broncos in 1968. Following his brief career, NFL Thor went to the Canadian League, where he played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers semi-pro team in Toronto. He retired early from semi-pro team at the age of 27 because of a shoulder injury. After his retirement, Thor, a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, became a social worker in New York City, New York. He eventually returned to his hometown in New Kingston, Pennsylvania in 1969 and opened up 2 taverns. On February 20th, 2002, William Willie Pro, the thrower, died of a heart attack, leaving behind a wife, Mary, and 2 children. He was 71 years old. Although his football stats were not Hall of Fame stats, his achievements on the field set the stages for a new generation of African-American quarterbacks. My man was Willie, the Pro thrower, 1930 to 2002. All right, Mo, what you got? Mo. 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 Unmute yourself. All right, Mo, it's your turn.
Okay. All right, so I went with somebody newer. I went with the kid, who was born on November 21st, 1969. Ken Griffey Jr. George Kenneth Jr. George Kenneth Griffey Jr. Born November 21st, 1969. Still alive. Born in Lenore, Pennsylvania. Wonder how close that is. Of course, his father is Ken Griffey Sr. First father-son to hit back-to-back home runs for Seattle. They both played for Cincinnati. Probably the best player that's ever lived in our generation that was both ways. Best center fielder, one of the best hitters ever. I'm going to talk about this a different way, though. A lot of people already know his highlights. 13-time All-Star, AL MVP, 10-time Gold Glover, 7-time Silver Slugger, NL Comeback of the Year award when he was playing for Cincinnati, 4-time home run leader in 1994, 97, 98, 99, AL RBI leader in 1997, retired from the Mariners, actually left the Mariners and ended up retiring for the Mariners. People don't probably remember that he fell asleep on the bench for one of his final games. That one of the they boycotted a writer who actually talked about it. But at the same time, he wasn't playing because he wasn't doing well. He's on the Major League Baseball All-Century team. He was just a great player. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about some things that people probably didn't know. Did you know that he tried to commit suicide in 1998? Anybody know that? Because I didn't know that. Actually, 1988, before he really started his career, he attempted suicide, 277 aspirin, because he just felt like the world was too much. So we have over these last couple of months, over this year, we've been talking about mental health. We've been talking about people who just have things going on in their lives. Dana's had things going on in his lives. Sorry again about your brother, Dana. Hopefully everything's going well with your dad. K. Dix has lost a couple of people this year, talking about his mom's friend. He just came out for funeral. Luckily, my mom is still here, but we've all gone through our problems. Ken We might not have ever had Junior, the kid. He's the one that I started wearing my baseball hat backwards because of. And I was born in 76. I was only 7 years behind him. But he was just such a pivotal person in baseball. He's the first one you think about when you think about the home run competition wearing his hat backwards. He was that influential. But we could have lost him in 1988. Luckily, his girlfriend's mom drove him to the hospital. He was okay. He had a great career. But the one thing I want to talk about is this. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna say it because I know it's never been founded. But Griffey his body broke down once he left Seattle. Tremendously broke down when he got to Cincinnati. People talk about he was getting old. Griffey wasn't that old. Griffey was also in the steroid era. What happens to people's bodies when you stop taking steroids? Your body breaks down. He hit a lot of 40 and 50 home run years, and his body never changed, so he never grew like Barry. He never got bigger like anybody else, but he had the same concerns that other people who had steroids. Think about Brady Anderson. Had that 1 year, 50 home runs, never hit above 20 again. All I'm saying is nobody ever said it. Griffey did steroids, but Griffey's in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame. All the other steroid guys are not in the Hall of Fame. I ain't saying you did it, Griffey, but your body broke down just like everybody else who got off of steroids. So I love you. I love you. You're one of the best players I ever have. I still got your rookie card. So, but at the same time, I don't think you're above reproach. And I wish there was a way that we could figure out if you did not do it, because it is something that I worry about when it comes to Griffey. So, and of course, he was born in Pennsylvania, probably close to Philly. So you know how it is. I hate Philly.
Wow. So let me ask you a question though, Mo. Do you think there's a possibility that he was doing steroids?
I do. I really do.
I really do.
Yeah.
And he has the worst play. He has the play I remember the most.
He has the play I remember the most.
Not about the one where he jumps above the fence and catches the ball. Edgar Martinez. I've never seen Griffey run faster. When he goes around those bases against the Yankees in that last game, it could have just been testosterone. But he was flying around the bases.
That you know.
Wow.
That's a story that needs to be told if that's the case. Because he was around that era.
And we need to watch the Barry. Y'all see the Bye Bye Barriers came out today?
Nuh-uh.
Barry Sanders.
No,
he finally tells the story. He came out today on Prime.
He came out today on Prime. I'm watch it tonight.
I didn't see that, but yeah, we got somebody playing games right now. I didn't see it yet, but I plan on watching it. About why he left the league. And I don't know if it had anything to do with money, but I think it had something to do with the person that was in charge at the time. I didn't see it. I don't think him and Matt Millen really got along, because Matt Millen was there when he left, right?
I'll report back later. I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, when Barry left, was Matt Millen still there? Was he there or was he gone? I can't remember.
I think he was, but I think he was right at the start. I think he was at the start of Megatron as well.
Okay. All right. Next up, guys, is college football rankings. Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, Washington at 4, and Florida State's at 5, which I got a problem with. Florida State being number 5.
I got a problem with it too.
How do you lose your quarterback and you still blow the team out and you drop down? I really have a problem with that. I really do have a problem with that. So when you lose your best linebacker, do your team drop down? When you lose your best wide receiver, do your team drop down? No, you don't. You don't. And I have a problem with that, man. I really do have a problem with that. Now I don't like that. Because
you're waiting to do that.
Because your quarterback gets hurt, you still win the game, but now you don't. You move them down a notch. Yeah, I got a real problem with that. You got Oregon at number 6, Texas at number 7, Alabama at 8, Louisville at number 9, and you got Missouri at number 10, and Penn State still sitting at 11. You got Ole Miss at 12, Oklahoma at 13, LSU at 14, Oregon State at 15. I can't wait to see the new alignment coming up for the Big Ten, even though I probably won't be a Big Ten fan after this year. I'm still thinking about the Florida State thing. I still like that crimson and gold situation down there. But Washington looks good. I mean, Georgia's just doing what they're doing. Ohio State, to me, Ohio State and Michigan are not that good. I'm just sorry. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, right? And Penn State is not that good either. But you struggle against Penn State because they supposedly have a pretty good defense. They're not letting their quarterback throw the ball down the field. But when you play Georgia and then you got to play Washington or you got to play Florida State, I think the difference maker, in my opinion, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this, is like I'm going to say Florida State, they have, and probably Georgia, they have athletes where Michigan has football players, Washington might have football players, and Oregon might have football players, but I don't think none of them have athletes. And do you guys agree with me or disagree with you on that? And I think that's why Georgia is always in the running. I think Florida State, if they get in, they have a chance. Dana, what's your thoughts on that?
I agree. Johnny Wilson and I forgot the other guy, Cameron or whatever. Yeah, the running back Benson a beast.
Okay.
Mo, defense tough too for Florida State.
Okay, Mo, what's your thoughts? Do you agree with me or disagree with me on that?
I heard one of the ESPN commentators today. He said that I couldn't put Florida State higher, even if Ohio State or Michigan or Georgia loses to Alabama, because it's just like Ohio State could be by 40. There you go through.
Say that again.
There you go through.
Hey, say that again.
He said he wouldn't. He said he wouldn't.
No, I'm saying I don't even know if it went through.
He said he would not put. He would not put Florida State above Ohio State or Michigan loser. He also said he would not put. He also would not put Florida State above Georgia if they lose to Alabama, because he doesn't want to see Florida State get in and lose by 40 without their quarterback.
So this is my thing. Next man up, in my opinion. Okay, now they played North Alabama, which is not a good team, right? But again, you have a backup for a reason. And it's not like they don't have a good defense. You know what I'm saying? If we go look at this, like the most points that's been scored against them has been 29 against Boston College at Boston. And we know why that game was that close, because they went up to Boston and played that game, and the weather wasn't suitable for them guys from Florida State, right? They won that game 31-29. They went to Clemson, won 31-24. Clemson, they're going to be a tough one because Clemson still got, they still got some gas in the thing. Syracuse, they gave up 17. Georgia Tech, they gave up 17. Syracuse, they gave up 3. Duke, they gave up 20. Duke was ranked 16, so that was a good game. Wake Forest, they gave up 16. Pitt, they gave up 7. Miami, Florida State, they didn't notice a heated rivalry rate, so that's going to be a good game. And they gave up 20. And then they played North Alabama. How they got North Alabama on the schedule this late in the season is beyond me. They starting to act like Alabama, in my opinion, 58-13 without a starting quarterback. Now they play at Florida, and then they got Louisville, who's number 10. So I think if they run the table, you got to get them in. If Ohio State, if Ohio State or Michigan loses, they got to be in front of them. Because again, if you look at Michigan, or you look at Ohio State, who have they beat other than Penn State in the top 10? They haven't beaten. Let's look at Ohio State's schedule. Ohio State's played one team in the top 10. I mean, they played two teams in the top 10. Notre Dame fell off the map, and Penn State is the other team. And they don't play nobody else again until they play Michigan. Now, let's look at Michigan's schedule. Wrong thing. So let's look at Michigan's schedule. Michigan. So Michigan plays nobody but Penn State and Ohio State that's in the top 10. East Carolina, UNVL, Bowling Greens, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan, Purdue. None of them games were close. Not one game was close. None of them teams were ranked. None. I don't get that. Now they play Penn State, beat Penn State 24-15. The score don't really reflect how close the game was. They played Maryland and barely beat Maryland 31-24. But you gonna say, oh well, Harbaugh wasn't there to coach. But we all know that the head coach don't coach. You got an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. Only thing the head coach does is manage the game, call timeout when you need to call timeout. Not to play Ohio State. So Mo, I'm gonna say this: whoever the guy was, if one of them get blown out, Florida State got to be in there. But again, look at the body of work that Michigan and Ohio State done. I'm not taking nothing away from them. They beat who they're supposed to beat, but Ohio State ain't played but one team that's ranked, right? Until they play Ohio State. Ohio State they only played two teams that was ranked. Notre Dame and Penn State. That's all they. But then this is where it kind of bothers me, because now it becomes about money. And don't sit and tell me that Florida State Seminole fans don't travel. They travel just like Ohio State fans and like Michigan fans travel too. So I really don't. I'm not really buying that at all. But all in all, I don't understand how you win a game and you go down. I've never seen Alabama do. I ain't seen Alabama play somebody and blow them out like that. They don't move them down. So you telling me that because the quarterback's out is why you gonna move them down? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I mean, I know he's a good quarterback, but again, if the backup wasn't that good, then they wouldn't have did what they did against Northern Alabama. Let's look at Alabama's schedule. They played Texas, lost. They played Ole Miss and won. They played Tennessee and won. They played LSU and won. Then they played Kentucky, Chattanooga, Auburn, and Georgia. So they played Georgia last game of the season. So they're probably going to win, and they got to play Georgia. So if they're still in, so let me ask you guys a question. If they're still they're not going to be at number 8 because Michigan and Ohio State, one of them going to lose. So if Alabama beats Georgia, should Alabama be in the top 4? Because you're going to have the top 4 right now would be Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Washington. So if Ohio State or Michigan, one of them got to lose. Okay, so they're going to fall out of top 4. And Alabama's at number 8. Or should Alabama leapfrog everybody and get into the playoffs? Mo, what's your thoughts on that? Can't hear you, Mo.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything because I didn't hear the question. That's what I'm saying. This keeps.
That's okay. The question was, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay. The question was, if Alabama beats Georgia, should they leapfrog everybody's in front of them, even if Florida State's undefeated and Washington's undefeated, should they leapfrog all of them and be in the top 4 if they beat Georgia?
I'm gonna say no. No, they shouldn't leapfrog because they already lost the game. But they should be ahead of Georgia. They should be ahead of Georgia.
Okay, so does Georgia fall out of the top 4?
I couldn't hear you, but all I know is at the end of the season, this is playoff season. So if you lose now, you lost your right. You go to the championship game.
Okay. So Dana, the question was if Alabama. So we're looking at Texas, Oregon, Florida State. Okay, we're looking at Texas and Oregon right now, or 10-1. That's in front of Alabama. Okay. Everybody else is undefeated: Florida State, Washington, Michigan, Ohio State, and Georgia. So Ohio State and Michigan, one of them got to lose. Okay. So you kick them out of there and make them at number 5. Washington has played Oregon already, right? I think they played. Well, let me look at Washington's schedule real quick.
Yeah, Washington already beat Oregon.
So Washington, yep. So Washington is safe for real, because they got to play Washington State, and I guess the Pac-10 don't have a champion. They don't have a conference championship game. So they'll be done. So they got a game says 12-1 to be known, TBD. So the whole let me see something. Let me look at something here. So they got one conference and they have one conference winner. They don't divide it. So okay, so if the Huskies win out, so the Huskies are in, right? Would y'all guys agree?
No.
Why not?
But they should have never leaped from Florida State.
Right. Well, no, but what I'm saying to you, Florida. Let's say Florida State is undefeated. Michigan, or Ohio State, one of them has to leave the top 4 because one of them is going to lose. Okay. But if Alabama beats Georgia,
that's this weekend.
Yeah. Yep. So if Alabama beats Georgia, should Alabama leapfrog everybody? Should Alabama be in the top 4? Even if
they're going to leapfrog Alabama.
So should they be?
They're going to leapfrog Alabama of everybody.
So let me ask you a question though. So now what happens here is that now Florida State is still outside looking in. Is that fair to Florida State? Because they're undefeated.
No, but Alabama has that power.
So
we just talking about that last week.
So you think Alabama with one loss should if they beat Georgia, they should be in the top 4 with one loss?
Yeah, but you got to think about it. They'll be number 4.
They will put them over Florida State with one loss.
So let me ask you a question. Washington they're done, right? So Georgia loses to Alabama, Ohio State, or Michigan, either or. Should Washington leapfrog Ohio State or Michigan be the number 1 seed?
No. Watch the winner between Ohio State and Michigan will be number 2 behind Georgia. Michigan will be number 2 behind Georgia.
But if Georgia loses to Alabama,
that's what I'm getting to. So Georgia's number 1. Then you have Michigan or Ohio State number 2. Washington number 3. Florida State number 4. If Alabama beats Georgia, I think Alabama jumps to number 4 and Georgia drops to number 5. And then you still got those 3 in.
Okay,
because Georgia
you still got Washington.
Georgia lost the championship game, which takes them out of the championship game.
So you'll have Washington, Florida State, Alabama, and Ohio State or Michigan in there. So Michigan, Ohio State could possibly be the number one team. Okay, then you have Washington, and then you have Florida State, and then you have Alabama as a top 4, right?
Yes.
Would you guys agree to that? Yep. Okay. But now, if you go off a strength of schedule, Oregon's 10-1, and Texas is 10-1. Do the Big 12 have a championship game? Let me look at the Texas schedule. They play.
I don't think so.
They play. They play Texas Tech.
They do.
No, they don't. They're all in the same conference. They're all in the same. They're all in the same. They just got one league. They don't have. They don't have a. They don't. They're not divided.
Big 12 championship game is played on December 1st.
Who are they playing? Is they playing Texas Tech? Because that's the next game they got.
No, this is rivalry.
No, this is rivalry.
This isn't the Western Cup. This is the championship week.
This is the championship week. That's next week.
They don't have a championship team. They're if you look at their conference, they're all in one. Like Penn State have an East and they have a West, or North and South, whatever they got. 10. So they play. So
but that's Big 10.
Yeah, but the Pac,
Big
but the
Pac-10.
I mean,
Big 12 has a championship game.
Well, who
Texas
they playing?
is in the SEC.
Texas is in the SEC though.
Texas is in the Big 12 right now.
Then they got a championship game.
But who are they going to play? Because
they just
released the scenarios.
Texas
because I'm looking at the
clinch a berth on Friday.
They clinch a berth on Friday.
To play who?
If Oklahoma State defeats BYU, the Cowboys clinch the Cowboys Texas versus Oklahoma State.
It'll be Texas versus
If Oklahoma defeats TSU, Texas wins and Oklahoma State lost, then Oklahoma plays Texas. Good Lord, that's a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, and the thing about but if you look at their conference, it's not built like that. Like if you look at the Big 10, you have a conference here and they have a conference here. The Big 12, they have everybody all in one conference. They're not divided in at all. So Texas could end up playing. And that doesn't make and Texas could end up playing. Let's see. They didn't play Oklahoma yet.
Texas can play Oklahoma. They can play Oklahoma.
They can play Oklahoma
Kansas State.
They can play Kansas State.
More likely, that's confusing to me because they need to define that right there. They need to cut that in half because, well, no, not really, because I'm gonna say this. Even though Texas is 10-1, they're 7-1 in the conference, right? And I think that if they were undefeated in conference, then they probably wouldn't have a championship game because you beat everybody in your conference. You shouldn't have to prove yourself a second time around. Where in the Big 10, they're going to play like Ohio State or Michigan is going to play. Let me look at this real quick. They're going to play Iowa, who's 9-2 for the Big 10 conference game. The next closest team in the West is Northwestern. They're 6-5. The power is in the East. They need to. Hopefully, they'll redo this over again. Even though, again, I'm saying to everybody out there, I won't be a Penn State fan after this season's over with. I'll probably be Florida State. But you got all the power in the East. You got Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Rutgers, Michigan, Indiana. You got Northwestern. You got Iowa, Northwestern. Look, everybody in the Iowa's 9-2. Northwestern 6-5, Wisconsin 6-5. Everybody else got a losing record. What kind of shenanigans is that? It makes no sense at all. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. All right, moving on. To the NBA. Hey, Dana.
Yes, sir.
I gotta give your boy props, man.
For LeBron?
Yeah, I don't know how long he's gonna last, but he's doing his thing. I gotta get a man props.
Second best to ever do it.
I gotta get a man props. Mo, you get any props? You gonna give the Kang some props?
Mo not gonna get a Kang no props.
I was gonna play like I can't hear you.
Too much hateration in
Hell
this. Hell no.
So
he ain't my king.
Dana.
He ain't my king.
So Dana.
Jason Tatum is king in the north.
Jason Tatum is king in the north.
The Lakers talk about making a little move here and there. Did you hear about it?
No, go ahead. Spread the word.
So LaVine is a guy is on he's a hot topic right now for Chicago. Chicago's 5-10. They think about blowing that thing up, right? DeRozan might be going somewhere, and let me see. Look at the roster. Let me see. DeRozan, I know could be going somewhere else. Zach LaVine could be going somewhere else. Those two names have been coming up a lot lately. I've been hearing Zach LaVine to Philly. I've been hearing him to LA. Those two teams, I'm hearing a lot about them. DeRozan, I'm not hearing about him really going anywhere. And the thing about it is, the problem with Zach is he's $40 million deep. So there will probably have to be a third, maybe a fourth team involved in the trade if he were to go to anywhere that had cap issues. And I think LA has cap issues. I think Philly does. I know Philadelphia definitely have cap issues. Let me look at it real quick.
I don't think Philly has cap issues.
Now they got
picks and they got expiring contracts.
Well, they got expiring contracts, but okay. So Philly right now, they got super tax. Oh, they in trouble. They got super tax for $13 million. Their total cap is 180. Total cap is 180, 186. They're negative 50 in cap space. So the thing about it is that if they were to make a move, it's going to be a whole bunch of players involved. The Lakers in return, Lakers are at 180. They're 44 million. They have a small cap. They got a hard cap of 4 million. And they're sitting right now, where they at? They're sitting at 15 plus super tax. So in order for Zach LaVine to go somewhere, it's gonna be a bunch of players, and it definitely gonna have to happen soon. And I think that I don't know what's going on. I think the problem with the Lakers is that street clothes can't stay off of street clothes. And Hachimura is his name, is not being the guy he was last year, because now he got other players around him that makes him look mediocre, because he's not playing as well as he was playing last year. So I think that's an issue there. If Philly makes a trade for Zach, then you can almost guarantee that the point guard they got is going to be the one. That's going to be one of the guys they're going to need, because they don't have a point guard right now, and he will be the point guard going forward. Now he may not have nobody to play with, but he's going to be the point guard going forward for the future, because Alonzo Ball, we don't know what his situation is right now at all. I have no clue whatsoever. So Buddy Hield, his name was hot there for a minute, and they kind of cooled off on Buddy Hield, but Zach's out there. His name's been out there a lot lately. For, like I said, the Sixers and even with the Bulls. With the Lakers. But again, I gotta give your boy props. You know what I'm saying? I give credit where credit's due. I'm not gonna be Mo. I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm not gonna show all my haterism right now. I will come Christmas Day, though. Come Christmas Day, I hope they go out to LA and blow y'all out the water. That's what I wanted to see happen. But for right now, for right now, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice right now. I'm gonna give him some love. I'm gonna give LeBron some love right now. I'm gonna give him some love because he's keeping that thing afloat out there in LA. But see, the thing about it is, Dana, if you get LaVine, you know who got to go, right?
AD.
Yep.
Austin Reed.
Rui. And he's definitely, I mean, for Chicago anyway, so he'd be cool with that. Let's look at some stats real quick right here. So with the Lakers, who are 8-6, 2 games above 100, LeBron James is averaging 26 points a game, so he's averaged almost 30. He's averaging 30 points at some point in time. He's averaged. How do you, as a small forward, average more assists than your point guard? LeBron has 6.5 assists. Cam Reddish has 1.8 steals. Anthony Davis had 3.3 blocks. Anthony Davis had 11.7 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell had played in every game y'all played. He's averaging 17 points, but man, he's not the guy they thought he was going to be. And I'm gonna say this: I think that they didn't really want to bring D'Angelo. So I'm gonna ask you a question because you're a Laker fan. Do you think they really wanted to bring D'Angelo Russell back, or they had no choice in the matter?
They had no choice, man, because they let Schroeder get away, man.
Did the who?
What's his name? Schroeder.
Yeah.
The ball out there in the Olympics.
Yeah. That was a tough. That was. And again, Hachimura, he's played in 10 games. He started 1 game, probably the first game of the season, and he's averaging 12 points a game, but he's not producing like he was last year. So he could be moved as well. D'Angelo Russell could be moved as well. I'm gonna look at something real quick before we move on. Let me see how this thing would pan out.
I don't think it's my internet.
I think it's the background.
Oh, that's what you think it is? Yeah, okay. So we got LA and we got the Bulls. Let me see if I can pull the Bulls up here. It might be the internet because mine's is really slow right now. I did mine. It never took this long to populate to do this. Let me start over again. So we got the Bulls. Where the Bulls at? The Bulls. Chicago Bulls. Oh man, come on. This is ridiculous. It might be the internet because mine's just slow up too. All right, it's not let me pull up anything about because I want to see where the money would be, how the money would act if they were to do this trade with Zach LaVine. I know the Sixers are really actively talking about bringing somebody else in. I think they know they need something else other than what they already have. But LeBron, your boy LeBron is doing the thing. Then I got to give him credit. 20 at 37 years old, he's averaging 26 points a game. I don't even know how. That's what
Stephen A. was talking about.
He's averaging 34.
He's more healthy than the young guy.
Yeah, he's averaging 34 minutes a game. That's a lot. That's a lot right now at the beginning of the season. For this to be game number 14, he's and see this is the. I'm gonna say, and Mo, you got to get a man credit. You got to give him credit for this one. He does take care of his body.
Mo got that iteration going on.
He does take care of his body. Now, does he make enough money? Does he make more money than everybody else that he's allowed to take care of his body like he's supposed to, or is just that he don't party like that, like everybody else parties?
You don't party like a rock star.
Do D'Angelo Russell party? Do Hachimura party? Do Tayshaun Prince, Cam Harris, Christian Wood, do all them guys party?
Yeah.
LeBron,
the youngsters, they party.
LeBron don't party like that. So he takes good care of his body. But the thing about it is, if he's doing it, and it's probably not costing a lot of money for him to do it, but why are not other guys in the NBA doing the same thing? Because
they don't care.
Because they don't care. And it's all about the money.
LeBron kind of, the Kobe in him, but not all the way.
Dan, you hear what he said?
What he said?
He don't like lemon pepper wings.
Hey, we'll see you in the finals.
I will give him credit for the stuff he does off the floor.
We're gonna have Jason crying again.
Go ahead, Mo. What you say?
I give him credit for the stuff he does off the floor.
I give him credit.
And they made the no flopping rule, not because of Marcus Smart, because of LeBron.
So, Bradley Beal got problems. Why would the Phoenix Suns make this trade for Bradley Beal? Is beyond me. He's been hurt most of his career.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play any defense. Phoenix Suns are 7-6. Now they won 3 in a row. Now, grant you that Booker has not been around, but you gotta play defense. And this is what I mean. 117. They put up 117. The other team puts up 115. They're plus 1.6 points a game. So that means every game is coming down to the wire. And now he has a problem with his back. I think it is. So it says trouble report emerges about Bradley Beal's injury. Bradley Beal's situation may be going from bad to worse for the Phoenix Suns. Let's see. Our star Bill, who has been battling a lower back strain since training camp, is actually going through assorted issues causing him discomfort and tightness in his back. Bill is reportedly even dealing with nerve irritation going from his back all the way down to his leg. As a result of injury, Bill has been limited to just 3 games played so far for the Suns. He played with noticeably affected in those games, as well as he's averaging 17 points per game on a career low of 39% shooting. Phoenix recently announced that Bill is set to miss several more weeks with a back issue, with nerve problems now reported to be a mix as well. I'm not understanding this. Everybody's supposed to go through a physical before you get traded, right? Ain't that how we do it? Ain't that how it used to been done?
Yes.
Okay. So we knew he had issues, but I didn't know it was that bad of an issue as far as his back is concerned. I'm sorry that he's going through this because I think he's a good player. I see why Boston didn't trade for him now, because we would be in a situation that Phoenix Suns are in right now with him back being all messed up. But I'm just trying to figure this out. What was Phoenix thinking? I'm just trying to understand this. Can anybody help me with this? Because before they made this trade,
they thought that piece was the piece that they needed.
But you think about it though. Do you make that? Would you have made that trade? Now, just think about this. They made that trade before any trades were made. Before the Porzingis trade was done. Before the Damian Lillard trade was done. They did that before that. So they got rid of Chris Paul. So what did they think they was getting back that Chris Paul couldn't do that Bradley Beal could do? Because both of them are injury prone, right? So I'm just trying to figure this thing out. What was Phoenix thinking about? I mean, I know the owner likes spending money, but come on, man, this is not making any sense. Again, and I mean, this might be karma on KD, because KD should have kept his behind in Golden State for real. Actually, he should have stayed in Oklahoma City. Let's be honest, guys. He should stay in Oklahoma City. For real. But then when he went to Golden State, he should have stayed at Golden State, because now your legacy is already cemented with Golden State, because you was there when they didn't have anything and you made them relevant. But no, you want to leave there, you want to go to Brooklyn. You was in Brooklyn for a hot second to get a cup of coffee and it turned cold. So you had to stick it in the microwave. He said, that's taking too long. I want to be traded. He goes to Phoenix. Now he's in Phoenix. He goes to Phoenix, and now he doesn't have Chris Paul there. He got Bradley Beal, who is a shoot first point guard, which to me, him and Booker plays the same position because they both want to shoot the ball. But it's not panning out.
Booker been out too, right?
Yeah, he's been out as well. So KD's back in the situation he was in OKC. Last man standing. He's the last man standing. And the reason I brought him up here because KD got mad at somebody because they got on him and dogged him out about what's that? About something about gambling. It says KD has a message for those sports gamblers. I know what it was. He said they get mad at him when they lose, but when they win, he said ain't nobody dropping no money off of my Cash App. He said, so don't get mad when we lose because you ain't giving me no money from your Cash App when you win. He right. But my thing is right here. I worked too hard for my money to give it away that easy when I know superstars ain't playing that night. And I'm betting on that. No, indeed, I ain't doing that. But this is what it said right here. This is what it say, Dana. Phoenix Sun Kevin Durant during the game between the Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns at American Airlines Center, mandatory credit. I guess that would the name of the stadium. Kevin Durant is tired of all the sports gamblers on Monday. Phoenix Suns forward sent them a message. Durant posted in X to complaining about the handful of sports bettors will always make sure to blame him when they lose money while gambling. The Sun Stars added that when he does help bettors win, he ain't getting no cut of any winnings. He said, when y'all get y'all paid, you don't DM me and send me a small percentage of your Cash App. But when y'all parlay don't hit, as I'm every name underneath the sun, y'all ain't real. Is he lying? Is he lying?
No.
Because that's the best thing. That's the best one-liner he had in a long time. Because anything else, but that goes to show you that he reads everything. That goes to show you he reads everything. You guys got any comments on that right there? Any comments at all? Any?
I just think it's too early to start crying about injuries.
Start crying about what?
Crying about injuries and stuff. It's too early.
Okay, real cool. So let's go on to some more music on here. Russell Westbrook moves to the bench, explains why Clippers are making a lineup change after James Harden trade, which I felt like they should not have done. I would have left him in Philly sucking his thumb. Bottom line, period. The Clippers are shaking up things. Since acquiring James Harden from the 76ers, the Clippers have lost 6 straight games, placing them in the bottom half of the Western Conference standings in an effort to end their streak. They're making a change to their starting lineup by moving Russell Westbrook to the bench. Westbrook is in his second season with the Clippers. He joined the franchise after being waived from the Jazz, who acquired him in a nine-time All-Star from the Lakers in a trade deadline deal. What led to the decision to bring Westbrook off the bench? Here's what we know. Why is Westbrook coming off the bench? Westbrook requested to come off the bench to help the starting lineup develop chemistry and provide a second with a spirited play. Westbrook is said to have told the coaching staff that he wants to do whatever it takes to win. The Clippers have struggled in a big way since acquiring James Harden. The team has top 4 offensive and defensive prior to the trade. Since then, they have plummeted to ranking 27th in offensive efficiency and 25th in defensive efficiency. LA's second unit has been quiet in the same period, ranked 27th in the league. This is my toughest challenge as a head coach, but I'm up for the task. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Ty Lue, he signed up for that trade, Mo?
No.
Yeah. I know that he didn't like Harden, but at the same time, you need a player. They needed a player. They needed a point guard. Russell Westbrook is not a point guard.
Russell Westbrook is not a point guard anymore.
That's why they wanted Brogdon so bad.
That's why they wanted Brogdon so bad.
I agree with you on that, but Brogdon's not a point guard either.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
You think so?
Yeah, Brogdon used to average 7 assists in Indy.
Well, how Marcus Smart averaged the same too.
Marcus Smart averaged 6.
Marcus Smart averaged 6.
He averaged 7, 8. I see Brogdon as a shooting guard for real, in my opinion, not as a point guard. But in defense of what you're saying about Westbrook, I can see Westbrook not being a point guard no more. I can see him being a 2, but not the point. But again, that's why I'm kind of confused.
Shoot.
But see, he don't shoot. But he don't have to shoot because he penetrates.
Yeah, like
Westbrook
a point
gives
guard.
you like a point guard. Westbrook gives you everything on the court. I want him in green and white so bad. I really do. I really do. I think he would be appreciated. He would be appreciated in the Barcelona uniform.
Yeah, get him.
I agree.
Get him so he can rip the heart out of that team.
Yo, Dana,
stop. Just be mad Dana, because stop. He did it to y'all.
Dana, stop. You know he had nothing to do with that debacle y'all had going in LA. They just made it seem like he was the reason why. He was not the reason why. He was not the reason why that team was trash. Stop, Dana, stop. Stop, Dana, stop. Stop, Dana, stop. So this So this is gonna be this is a clip we're starting team right now. James Harden, Terry Mann, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Zubac. Behind them is Russell Westbrook, Norman Powell, Murray Coffey, PJ Tucker, Daniel Tice, Mason Plumlee. Who in the hell? Who in the devil is that team gonna stop? Who they gonna stop? Let's say it together. Nobody.
Kawhi and Paul George.
If they play defense.
Nobody. Let's see, basketball. Where we at? Oh, okay. So here's a topic, Dana, that I know is near and dear to your heart. Yo, I know my computer's going bad because I'm still populating to do the trade thing. This is crazy. It's crazy. Dana, listen to this. The best NBA starting 5 from every continent. So we're gonna start with the United States. And I got a problem with this one. I have a problem with this one right here. North America starting 5. This is the lineup. Steph Curry, Devin Booker, LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, and Joel Embiid. Who's going to play defense?
Kevin Garnett?
For their team.
Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid. I'm taking Joel Embiid out of there because he just became a United States citizen. But that other 4, who's going to play defense? Who's going to play defense? I'm just saying. You throw Embiid in there. Okay.
I put Tatum in over Booker.
Yeah, so do I. 2023-24 South American starting 5. Check this out, Dana. The lineup will be Josh Okai. Man, I can't pronounce these guys' names. Jonathan Kuminga, Pascal Siakam, Precious Achiuwa, and Bismack Marquis Biyombo.
That's Africa, not South America.
They said they had, I'm sorry, all Africans starting 5. I'm looking at another one. Wait, no, they said, wait a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. It says, okay, 2023 South American starting 5. It says, one of the biggest surprises of today's lineup is the absence of any player from South America in the NBA roster right now. As recently as 2022-23, there are very few players from South America countries on the roster, but that numbers have dwindled to none to start the 2023-24 season. Plus, such players as Raul Neto of Brazil, as well as Facundi Campazuni and Leonardo Bonari from Argentina are examples of South American players who held roster spots last season but remain free agents beginning the 2023-24 campaign. Unfortunately, due to this detail, there are no lineups that represent the continent of South America. So that's why I got that messed up. So that's all African starting 5, Dana, right there. 2023-2024 all European starting 5. Anybody want to guess what the team is?
What's continent?
Okay.
What's continent?
All European starting 5.
At center, Denver.
What's it? Jokovic?
Luka at point guard.
What in Dallas?
Okay.
Porzingis at power forward.
He's not even on there.
Yeah, Porzingis.
He's not on here.
Sabonis.
He's not on here.
Oh, he's not.
Is Gobert on there?
Nope.
Oh, what's his name?
So let me give you the players. Luka Doncic, Franz Wagner, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor Wembanyama, and Nikola Jokic is a European. All European starting 5.
Who was it? It was Giannis.
Luka Franz Wagner plays for
Orlando. Plays for Orlando.
Giannis. Yeah, Giannis, Victor, and Joker.
Victor.
Yeah. Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, Wembanyama. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
2023-2024 all Asian starting 5. Well, they only got 4.
They got the Oklahoma City.
Guy.
You got
Dallas guy.
Cam Thompson, Jordan Clarkson, Yuta Watanabe, and Hashimura.
Rui?
Yeah, Roy Hashimura. That's 4.
Who's the guy? There's a guy in Phoenix.
There's a guy in Phoenix.
Yeah. Utah?
That's
Tom Abel, or whatever his name is. 2023-2024 all Oceania starting 5. Oh, have you heard of a guy named Jock Landale? Jock Landale, Joe Ingles,
Nope.
Josh Green, Ben Simmons, and Josh Giddey. That's their starting 5. That's it right there. Yo, Asia only had 4 people, right? They could have threw somebody else in there. But I'm looking at, so if you take European 5 against the American 5, I would like to see that happen. And then you already know that's what's at the All-Star game. That's what it's going to be, right? Not this year, but the following year. They're going back to get
your wish.
They're going back to.
You're going to watch them get blown out.
I never said who's going to win. I just said that they're more talented. They're more talented than the kids in the United States.
Oh, no. That's not what you said that day.
So wait a minute. I said that they would beat the kids. They would beat the teams from the United States. I said that. Is that what I said, Dana? That's not what I said. That's not what I said, Dana.
And I say no.
I said that's not what I said. I said they're more talented. They bring more to the table than the kids from the kids from the United States. They're more talented. I said. I don't think they could beat the United States, but they're more talented than them. So that right there was I'm looking at. So LeBron ain't gonna play no defense. He gonna want to play zone. Joel Embiid, he'll block some shots. But who gonna play defense between Booker and Steph? Who gonna play defense? Who gonna play? I need to know. Somebody need to tell me who they gonna play. Who gonna play defense with that mess right there? All right. So I just want to bring that up to you guys real quick. Your boy Caleb Williams he loses over the weekend, and he doesn't want to talk to the media. Is that a bad look for him, Mo?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Caleb Williams, he didn't want to talk to the media after the loss. Is that a bad look for him?
No. He's been losing a lot. He can wear on you. That's Dana.
Is it? Do you think he's a sore loser? Do you think he's a sore loser?
Yes, sir.
Nah, I don't.
Nah.
Dana, what you think? Dana, what you think?
I'll see both of you on ABC in June.
Hey Dana, do you think Caleb Williams? What's your thoughts about Caleb Williams? He loses UCLA. It ain't his fault. Like I said before, he left Oklahoma, didn't have a defense. Go to USC, don't have a defense. And I don't think his stock went down. But as a
it don't mean nothing.
Do you think he's a sore loser though? That's my question.
What was the last part?
Do you think he's a sore loser?
No.
Okay.
Winners can't be sore losers.
Okay.
It's just like the win.
Okay. So for homework next week, I want to see if we can do a pre-draft. Let's say the first 10 NFL teams for the pre-draft, and see where these quarterbacks might end up going. Okay.
I gotta go find.
Okay. One more topic, and this is near and dear to me, but I really don't like this guy. But he gonna talk trash like this. I'm not gonna say the name.
Oh.
This guy, he appeared on Stephen A. Smith show this week and blasted the league for being less than what it has been, decrying the mediocrity that he feels exists now.
Tom Brady.
Yo, how can he say that?
They changed the rules because of him.
Dana,
it wasn't his fault. The league did that.
Dana, does he have a right to say that?
I think he doesn't have a right, but like he said, it wasn't his fault. The league stepped up and made those rules.
Stop it. I mean, I get it. The league.
We didn't know about the Tuck rule until Tom Brady.
Yep.
Tom Brady gets hurt. They changed the you can't hit the quarterback low rule.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules that applies to the quarterback now because of Tom Brady. But I get it. It ain't his fault because the NFL knew they had a bell cow in Tom Brady when he came through, being a 7th round draft pick.
Well, that's every quarterback now.
Well, yeah, but it is what it is.
Except for Cam Newton.
But yeah, you're right. And he goes on this. Let me finish reading what he says. He says, I think there is a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. I don't see the excellence I saw in the past. Brady said, I think the coaching isn't as good as it was. I don't think the development is as good as it was. The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits to get into the actual performance of the game. I just think the product, in my opinion, is less than what it has been. Brady's focus seems to be on the change in how the game is officiated. While the stated goal of most of those rules change has been to keep players healthy, Brady believes the changes has limited great defense players from emerging and have harmed the game overall. I look at a lot of players that like Ray Lewis and Ronnie Harrison and Ronnie Lott. Every hit they made would have been a penalty. Brady said, you hear coaches complain about their own players being tackled. Why don't they talk to the players about how to protect themselves? We used to work on fundamentals of those things all the time. Now they're trying to regulate all the time. Offensive players need to protect themselves. It's not up to the defensive player to protect the offensive player. Strong words like that from one of the league's all-time greats has naturally sparked a lot of conversations. Most of the people seem to agree with Brady's take, though some did point out that Brady was protected heavily by the referees in his career. So again, how can he say that? He can't. Brady can't say. Brady should have said, "I plead the fifth." That's all he should have said. Because every rule that applies to quarterback, Dana and
You know who else's fault that is?
Whose? The commissioners.
The players. Because I was watching what was it with Shannon Sharp on Club KJ.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't put that stuff in the CBA, like certain time, because like they were talking about just getting fined from anywhere.
Well, that's because they
like you said, back in the day, that was legal.
And the thing about it is, if
it's like now.
Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead.
So it's like now, it's illegal.
But you know what though?
But he was one of the people that messed up the rules though.
Exactly, because like Mo said, we didn't know nothing about a tuck rule until he fumbled the ball in the snow, and it was a tuck rule. Now that he got the tuck rule, you know what I'm saying? But he of all people can't talk about nothing. And granted he didn't make up the rules, but he was part of it, right? He's the one that came out and said that quarterback shouldn't be tackled from the knees down. But if you watch football right now, how many times you see somebody actually get tackled? You don't see it that often.
No, you don't.
You don't see it that often. Fundamentally sound is football is going out the window because what they have done is made it offensive minded. So nobody cares about making tackles unless it's the last 2 minutes of the game or the game's on the line. That's when they want to see a guy who's been grabbing at you all game long to make a good tackle for you not to get that 1 yard. It's not happening no more unless you game tackle. It's not happening no more. You want them to get back to the fundamentals because you're gone now, right? But when you was there, you was happy with everything that's going on so that you didn't have to get tackled from the ankle down. You had to get that's how he messed up his knee. You know what I'm saying? Then you couldn't get tackled. You couldn't even touch the head. Yeah, you couldn't touch the head because of him. All these things came about because of you, Tom Brady. And now you say it's mediocre. And the thing about it is you got partial ownership with the Raiders. He got some money in the Raiders now. So now you have part ownership. Go ahead and fix it. Make it back the way it needs to be where it's called tackle football, not flag football. As simple as that. It's just like cut and dry.
He's not going to do that.
He's just mad. He's just mad because he lost his bell cow at home.
Oh, the chick he got now, she fine. She just as fine as his wife right now. He just, I don't know what the money look like.
She ain't got the money his wife had.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the money look like, but she fine. She fine.
Well, he should have been got rid of Giselle.
All right, guys.
That man looking like a heroin addict.
All right, guys. We're at 8 o'clock. Anything else you guys got going on? Y'all want to talk about real quick before we hang up?
I gotta say shout out to my son. Happy birthday last week. Last Tuesday was his 12th birthday.
Go ahead, Dana.
Oh, I just say go Dolphins, go Lakers, and the Braves need to get it together. Let's finish this year, next year.
Hey Dana, real quick before you go, I got something to say. I'm gonna let Mo do his shout out to his son. Hey Dana, how would you feel if Shotani and Mike Trout went to the Dodgers?
Who?
Shotani.
But I did hear the Dodgers trying to kidnap him.
Shotani and Mike Trout going to the Dodgers. How would you feel about that?
Oh, Mike Trout ain't did nothing in so long.
But that means he ain't gotta do a lot. He just gotta do a little when he goes to the Dodgers.
Yeah. He ain't worth nothing. If that was what's the guy playing with the Dodgers?
Mookie Betts?
What's the guy? If that was Mookie Betts playing that far, he would have been out the league.
I just want to see what your comment would be. Mo, what you got for us?
Oh, we'll get up.
Happy belated birthday, son.
Happy belated birthday, 12 years old now.
Daddy's proud of you.
Daddy's proud of you.
You know what happened when you turn 13, right? Your dad gonna take you behind the shed and give you a stogie.
Oh.
I'm just playing.
I'm trying to get you in trouble, young man.
I'm just playing, nephew. I'm just playing. 12, but 13 is when you get into the teens, boy. You might get a little. Did he get a mustache yet, Mo? He got anything growing yet? Ain't got a mustache. You know, some 12-year-old might have a little mustache. Oh, so it's gonna take him a while too.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, happy birthday, nephew. Again, give out my
happy birthday.
Again, give out my condolences to the MacArthur family and Miss D. Again, you know, me and Les, we're here for you if you need anything. Mo's mom is doing well. Dana's father is doing good, trying to get him out that rehab. He's up. You know, so you know, and I'm gonna say something to you too. For anybody that's listening to the show, anybody watching the show, I know we used to do it at Thanksgiving. We say what we gave thanks for, and I think a lot of times we need to go back to that. You know, to give us that reality part of it, because you know, just to thank somebody or think whoever you want to think or however you want to think, just say, I thank somebody, you know, I thank you for being who you are, how much you touched my life and things of that nature. Just stuff like that. I'm just saying if you don't do it, make it a tradition, you know, to do that kind of stuff, man. So again, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourself, watch some football, because that's the only thing gonna be on TV. And I didn't realize NASCAR was starting back up again. What is going on? I thought NASCAR didn't start until February. I was reading something where I'm not Indy, the other one, where they drive through the cities and stuff like that.
Indy 500.
I think I might have to get
Indy 500.
Yeah, I might have to get Nader on the show to talk about that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:04.
Is the NBA?
Go ahead.
Is the NBA Christmas schedule online?
Yeah. You don't know who y'all play?
No, I don't play. I think because basketball to football over.
So you got to be able to multitask. So you don't know who the Lakers play on Christmas.
Well, Denver.
You really don't.
Golden State.
You really don't know who the Lakers play on Christmas.
Oh, Boston.
Yes.
Oh, Boston.
Then you hear me say we're gonna come out there on Christmas Day and tear y'all a new one on crypto or whatever you want to call it. Crypto or staple or hardware, whatever you want to call it. Say we're gonna tear that thing. We're gonna come there and tear that thing down on Christmas. I'm telling you, y'all better be ready. Y'all better be ready. That's what I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Lakers by 12.
Oh my Lord! It'll never happen with that team.
Is he talking about 12 o'clock East West Coast time? Because that's close.
All right, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Header Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games, and stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Star107FM.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.